So it's Jane, it's so lovely to have you with me. I want to start your story from the beginning, because that's the best place to start it, and just take me back to the way life was before the Slimpod process, but also before you. It's the mindset stuff is so important in your journey because you got over some self-limiting beliefs and that's really contributed to your success.
Yeah.
So if you just take us all back to pre-Slim Pod days and what it was all like, that would be really helpful.
Yes. Pre-Slim Pod, I would say that I think I didn't really understand myself or what was possible with my mind, what I could and couldn't do. And it was very self-limiting, and you would find yourself falling into the same traps over and over again. You would start varying diets or even relationships, and just life in general would be very you could fall into the same traps every time. And the self-limiting beliefs really held me back.
Mm.
So I decided that I would start with the Slim Pod more as a weight loss journey, but it then became so much more
Mm.
because it wasn't just about the weight loss. I realized that there was so much more that I could actually do and free myself from. And I think that led to a lot of more successful relationships, just having more of an open mind when I go into things, rather than previously, I used to preset myself. I think that I used to say in my head, if this happens or that happens, then I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and that's how I'm going to behave.
Right.
And and I think I've been able to change that quite a lot by thinking I don't need to set anything in stone in my head before I go into something. I can actually go in, sit back, listen, and try to understand what's happening and think about what's happening and not have knee-jerk reactions so much.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
I can sort of control things a lot better, be it exercise, be it food, be it business wise, relationship wise. I've sort of applied it to many everyday things rather than just food.
Yeah. And so on the food side of things, how has that changed?
Oh, fabulous. Because now I look more to nourish my body. So if I'm now going to have breakfast or lunch, I'm looking and thinking, oh, what haven't I had today? Shall I get in some nuts, or shall I get in, I want some protein in there, and I want some good amino acids. I'm looking at my salmon and I'm now, it's just incredible how Slim Pod changed my head with that. That was absolutely crazy. It really did. I was suddenly picking things that I would never have picked. So yeah, that has been really good. And as well, I'm listening more to whether I'm hungry or not. If I'm not hungry, there's just no point in eating. So there are times when, I've been in the UK for a week, and so you have to eat sometimes what other people are eating. But instead of me panicking about it, thinking, oh, I now think it'll be fine. I'll enjoy it. I'll have it. And then I just go back to what I do.
Yeah.
So that's the attitude to food, I think, that's changed. And I've become much more interested as well. I've gone into learning and looking at nutrition much more and reading books, ultra processed people, and thinking, oh, I don't want to be putting too much sugar in and too much of this. And I sort of view it more for a health rather than weight.
Yeah. And
And I,
what was it
and
like?
I
What was it like before?
Oh gosh, I used to eat all sorts and everything. I used to be like a dog. I used to be like a dog. If you put a plate of food in front of me, I literally just ate the lot. Whether I was full, whether I felt sick, I would continue and I would just eat and eat it. And I used to eat, you know, I'd look at my husband's plate and he'd have left something up. Oh, aren't you eating that? And oh, pass it over. And I would just tuck it away. And I used to love pastries and chocolate. And I mean, I still have dark chocolate now, but you can't eat a deal of that. So that's great. A couple of squares, and that's quite nice. But yeah, and there's been a huge change. I went in to get some chocolate biscuits that my husband, I thought, oh, he'll have some and I'll have a couple. I took one bite and I thought, oh, God, that's disgusting. I didn't even like it. And I thought, well, I don't want it. And the same happened while I was in the UK with some milk chocolate. I thought, well, I'll try a bit of that. And I had a couple of squares and I thought, no, not for me. Just don't like it. So it's been huge, the change. Absolutely huge.
Amazing.
Yeah, full circle.
How's that translated in the weight? Have you lost weight?
Yes, I've lost about 2 stone. So that's been brilliant. And I'm quite happy where I am. If I lose a little bit more, I do, but it's not desperate. My clothes all fit, and I've now got a wardrobe that I can choose from rather than it choosing me, because it was, what could I possibly put on that I'm going to look okay in and not so large.
Amazing. And so with the whole I suppose, has the weight dropped off because of the consistency in your different way of thinking about food? Is there anything else that you can attribute it to? Because you haven't been dieting, obviously.
No. I've just been doing healthy eating and exercising constantly. I mean, I've always been sort of sports minded. I used to teach aerobics and all that, aqua and everything. So, and played hockey, tennis, golf. So I've always liked sports, but it's just been more and more reinforced. A cornerstone habit, I think we could say, that, you know, that's the first thing I do in the morning. My trainers are there, and that's the first thing I want to do. I'm either going for an hour's walk, or I do weighted workout for half an hour, and then I'll go and swim in the pool for half an hour, or, you know, and I interchange that with walking. But I like my strength training in there because I'm starting to see results. And it's so important as we age to be keeping that muscle mass. You don't want sarcopenia, and well, I know we get it, but you've got to do what you can, haven't you?
Absolutely that. I've been doing it. Look at those. They're
Oh, wow, fabulous.
they used to be bingo wings about a year ago, and it's just
Wow.
changed dramatically.
Yes.
Just a
How,
couple of days a week, not huge.
oh, right, that's just 2 days a week.
Yeah. I mean, I do something every day.
Yes.
But it varies. The weight training,
Yeah.
weights is I do a blaze class one on a Tuesday morning, and then I do the weights thing on a Friday.
Fabulous.
But I swim a couple of times a week as well,
Yeah.
and I play tennis on another morning. So I'm always doing something, and then walking at the weekend because I don't go to the gym at the weekend. I can't do that.
No.
But I just it's this. I mean, this is all due to the swimming and the
Wow.
yeah. And it is so important. You know, um. My mum had osteoporosis, and I could see what was going on there, and I just thought, there's no way I'm getting that.
Yes.
So I do everything in my power, and so this is really,
Yes.
it's not for cosmetic reasons, or, you know, just to get rid of flab. It is very
No.
much myself strong. So yeah, it's
Yes. Yeah,
you've frozen.
absolutely. My thoughts were, I want to make sure. Oh, sorry, is it
Oh,
unfrozen?
you're
Is
good.
that
You're good now.
is
Good
that
now.
better?
Yeah.
Yes, important to be able to get up and down off the floor constantly without aids. That's my thoughts. I don't want to go into old age and losing my mobility. So I'm very, very conscious. I
Absolutely.
stretch as well in the morning. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do a stretch every single morning.
I
Yeah.
don't do enough stretching at all. But anyway, on the mindset side of things,
Yeah,
and kind of taking back control, of rather than losing control, which so many
yeah.
people have done. How would you say that has kind of you know transpired? How on the take back control thing, have you do you now feel in control of your life?
Oh, very much so. Yes. Yeah. I have my own set routines that I do. And when I can't do them, I think, well, okay, as soon as I get home, I sure can. And I'm just back into, I think being able to control situations better. And, if there's sometimes, families can be a bit dramatic. Um, and with my girls, everything has been so much better with them since I've been doing this. And also probably the fact that it led me towards HRT as well,
Hmm.
that, I was so against having prior. And it was only when I saw the hormone Nikki Williams that I started looking at the tick boxes and thought, there's maybe something not quite right here. And it led me into doing some of the research and looking at what Louise Newson and Davina McCall and just going a bit further. And once I actually realized, because before I was adamant I was not going to join the menopause gang. I wasn't having it. And despite my moods being all over the place, not sleeping, and just feeling not on the button, it was incredible that I then decided, right, okay, once I'd researched it, yes, this is quite safe to do. And once I went on to that, it made a huge difference, put me
Mm.
back into life again. I felt there was joy again and, suddenly interested with my business again, that I wanted to make something happen more with myself and, take myself further. Whereas I had taken my foot off the gas with that prior, just didn't feel the love anymore.
Yeah, and I suppose the difference in food as well has all helped, hasn't it? Because
Oh,
food is just such an important. I was just talking to a lady who has literally reversed all her. She had so many ailments, diabetes, high blood pressure, you name it,
yeah.
and and just by changing from a predominantly ultra processed diet to now a real food diet consistently, she's come off all the meds. Her diabetes has changed everything, and
Yeah.
it is unbelievable.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I came off my statins because my cholesterol readings were good. And but for 3 months they took me off them and then said they would recheck them because I have a heart murmur. So I'm under a cardiologist, and he wants to make sure that my LDL levels are down because I have a slightly damaged valve. Doesn't affect anything I do life wise, but in the future, possibly in my 80s, it will.
Mm.
So when I had them rechecked, though, when I came off my statins, because I mean, my readings had come right down since I'd been eating properly, eating full food, whole foods, cutting out processed. But when they were rechecked, they did go back up again. But I wasn't on my HRT. And I believe looking into things that if you've got no estrogen, which I had none when they tested me,
Yeah.
and I had no progesterone. The only thing I had was a bit of testosterone. That is often the cause of your LDLs shooting up. So it'll be interesting when I go back for my HRT review, probably in about 2 or 3 weeks, and they'll recheck my cholesterol levels. So it'll be interesting to see what's happened. But I am back on my statins again, but I'm hoping I can probably take half of them.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Because I don't really like taking them. I'd rather do everything naturally if I can.
Yeah, I know. I don't take anything, which is great.
Yeah,
But,
fabulous.
you know.
Yeah,
Anyway, look, I won't keep you any longer. It's been fantastic talking to you, and but thank you, Jane. It's
thank you.
just been fabulous, and it's just been great hearing, the way that things have changed for you.
Oh, absolutely. I sing its praises to everybody that I come across, because there's so many people that it could help. And, not even if it's not predominantly for a weight loss, it's for everything. I think the hypnosis side of things, even my fear of flying has diminished with since I've been doing Slimpod. I used to physically sit and cry on a plane when it took off and landed. And even that's gone. But I went to a hypnotherapist many years ago, and they said to me, I don't think you've got a fear of flying. I think it's something deeper than that. And quite interestingly, since I've been doing my Slimpod, I sit and watch a video on the plane as I take off now. I don't sit and cry, which is brilliant.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How fabulous. How fabulous. That is just that's just stunning. I wonder what that was then, what it's actually done.
I think the only thing I can think is, because I also looked into quite a few of the Peter Crone things and letting go and things like that. And I think possibly looking back at childhood things and actually reliving them 4 or 5 times until you're no longer so emotional. I think maybe that's had something to do with it. I don't know.
Yeah, amazing. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Great stuff. All right, take care, and thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Thank
you. It's a pleasure.
Take care. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.